Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today we are going to solve the lead code problem 118, which is Pascal's triangle. So, the way I would want to approach this is I will give you guys a basic overview of the question, and I will, ask you guys to pause the video and try out the solution yourself. If you're able to do it, amazing. Just follow through my video to see if either of us can improve our solutions. If you get stuck through the problem, feel free to resume the video and look at the solution and draw inspiration from it. Cool. Let's get started. So this is the Pascal's triangle problem. Pascal triangle is basically a triangle with its edges as ones, and the numbers in the middle, sort of middle, are the sum of the numbers that are above them. For example, 2 is the sum of 1 and 1, 3 is the sum of 1 and 2, here the 3 is sum of 2 and 1, and so on. So basically the gist of this question is you're given the number n, which is the number of rows, and what you have to do is you have to generate this output for that. And let's think through the problem. So we have I can think of two solutions for this. One is a very recursive solution that I believe it is intended for for us to learn dynamic programming. So let's go through the recursive solution, but I will also hint the other solution, and you guys can probably try and code that as well. Cool. So let's take care of some base cases. So there are some cases in this Pascal's triangle that do not require any addition, any computation. That is the row number 1 and the row number 2. So if row is 1, you just return an array of the array 1. If the row is 2, you just return 1 and 1 comma 1. So let's code the base cases first. So if num rows triple equal to 1, then we return this. Else if num rows equal to 2, then we return the other base case, which is also visible in the diagram that is shown in the question. Okay, cool. So cool. So our base cases are now taken care of. So anything below this, if the code reaches below this, then it would be a more complicated case, that is 3 or above. And what we will have to do is we will have to do additional computation. And the way we would do the computation is again pretty straightforward, explained in the question itself, that we would take for all numbers that are not on the edges, what we would do is we would take the numbers above them and we would add them. So for 2 we would add 1 and 1, for 3 we would add 1 and 2, for 3 we would add 2 and 1. Fair enough? Cool. Now let's code that in. So as we can clearly see, there is a tight dependency on the previous row. So let's recursively call the function that we are writing to get the previous row. So let's say results until previous row, and let's do generate of num rows minus 1. So what this does is this gives us the results until the previous row. So it will be an array of arrays, so something like this. So assuming that we are doing it for assuming that we're solving the question for num rows equal to 3, the results until prev will have this structure. And it's useful for us to write down comments and understand the structures at each step, because that will help us to further solve the problem and basically parse it. So now we have results until prep, but what we are interested in is the previous result itself. So let's get the previous one, which will be the last element of this array, of the array that is mentioned over here. So how do we get the last element of this array? We just take the array, and to get the last element of it, so because we know the number will always be equal to the, so whenever you generate for any number of rows, the length of the array will be same as the number of rows, right? So here we're generating for number of rows -1, so this one will be the last element there, so it will go something like -1, and because it's a 0 index, so it will be again another -1, so something like this. Clear so far? So what this will give us is, this will give us the array 1, 1. Okay, cool. Now this is where we will have to do the computation. And how do we do the computation? So first let's instantiate a current row array, and we know that the length of the array will be equal to the length of the row itself. So we can instantiate an array of the length number of rows. Once we have the current result, what we can also do is we can assign the edge elements to it. Will be equal to 1 current of the last element, which will also be equal to 1. The reason we are doing it is the first and last element will always be 1, right? Next, what we have to do is we have to basically iterate over all these elements and get the values based on the previous element, which is straightforward. So let's create a for loop. How many times do we have to iterate? For example, let's take the case of number of rows equal to 3. We will have to go once. If we take let's take the 4th row. In that case, we will have to compute 2 values. If we take the 5th row, we have to compute 3 values. So the pattern is consistent. So we'll have to do, if the number is n, we will have to compute n minus 2 values. Make sense? Okay, so let's add a loop that goes n minus 2 times. Numbers -2 and I plus plus. So this is a for loop that will go from I equal to 0 to I equal to n minus 3. So a total of n minus 2 entries will, n minus 2 times this loop will run. Okay. So in this case, how do we compute the value? So we have to start computation from current of index 1, because current 0 we know it's already 1. So we will have to compute from current of index 1, but the index, our iterator starts with 0. So let's do 1 plus I, or I plus 1. So that way it is starting from 1 and it is going up until n minus 2, which is where we want it to go. So, and then this depends on the previous values. So for the first index, for current of 1, it will be previous of 0 plus previous of 1. So current of 1, which is, for example, let's take the row number 3, it's the element 2 will be equal to the first element of the previous row and the second element of the previous row. So in other words, we can put it like this: I plus previous of I plus 1. Make sense? Cool. So this way, this for loop will run and generate all the values, all the remaining values that we need in the current row. So we have the current row, we have the results until the previous row. How do we get the results of the up until the current row? We just concatenate both arrays. We use the 3 dot operator. Let's use results until brev and the current array itself. So this will ideally solve the problem and it will give us the output that we want. So let's try to submit this. Awesome. We were able to submit this and we also got a green signal that it was accepted. So let's discuss another solution. I'm not going to go and code the solution, but I will give you hints about it and possibly you guys can go ahead and code it. So if we look at these numbers, let's take 1 1 1. So let's treat the first element as an exception. Let's keep it as a separate thing. Let's start from the second one. We see 11 and we see 121. What is 121? 121 is 11 into 11. So let's go the same way and look at what is 121 and there is 1331. What is 121 into 11? It's 1331 itself. So basically what the Pascal's triangle is basically, if we look at it as a whole numbers wise, it is the computation that of 11 and its powers. So we have 1 into 11, 11 into 11, then we have 11 cube, 11 power 4. So the other solution that we can do is we can take the number n, compute all the powers for 11 and split those into individual digits and show them over here. That should ideally solve the problem. But there is a caveat, and there is a reason why that approach might not work. If you know the reason for that, please comment below. Other than that, I hope you guys were able to understand the walkthrough of this solution. If you liked it, please do like, share, comment and subscribe so that I can reach more people who are interested in coding and development. I want to do more on the interview series. So I'd like to ask you guys for your help and suggestions on what more topics you want me to cover. Please let me know that in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining and happy coding.